Diddy has been sued by a man who worked for him, claiming that Diddy had repeatedly sexually assaulted him.
Now, is this the guy that they're talking about and all of his stuff got thrown out?
Yeah.
That is just the beginning of a lawsuit.
See, maybe.
Diddy definitely banged this guy, by the way.
But here's the deal.
You can see the sorrow in his eyes.
Jay, isn't this kind of the first one that's been kind of gone to a judge for him to make a summary judgment or to look at the validity, and he threw out 5 of the 9. I don't know that any of the other ones have yet been in front of a judge, and what if Diddy has this type of success on all the other 50 people that are suing him?
I'd want to know what the 4 remaining claims are.
Filled
because
with
if it's sexual assault and all the real ones, sounds like the rest of these were tic-tac stuff, breach of contract, RICO, and that's a stretch to say there's some RICO thing here.
Before we even get into it, we should say there are red flags on this lawsuit that something isn't right.
Right. But first let's start with...
But I'm with Seth. You guys have just teased us, and you've detained him now, going on a year?
Seems like a long ass time.
Yeah, it seems like right around there.
And let's get this thing going.
Thank you.
What Rodney is alleging in the suit, which is that, as you said, not only Diddy repeatedly sexually harassed and assaulted him, but that there were associates around Diddy who were also involved in
That's
this.
every story with Diddy, is that it was him and a bunch of other people around.
Like a party.
And this goes right along the lines of the fact that these were all people that were trying to make it in the industry, whether they're rappers, whether they're producers, whatever, and that this is him and his guys preyed on him.
Right.
The lawsuit, they are defendants in the lawsuit.
Hey, you want a record deal? I'm going to have to do,
Remember, it was the egg game. They had to do the egg game.
You had to carry.
Don't forget about that.
You had to put an egg in your butt.
And not break it, right?
Yeah. I could never do that. Just putting it in my butt would break it.
Well, you could never be Black Rob then, or the Locks.
Stevie J, longtime producer.
I'm glad. I didn't want to be Black Rob anyway.
Producer for Bad Boy, and obviously very famous from Love and Hip Hop.
I don't possess that skill set.
And then also Justin Combs, Diddy's son. He alleges that he was involved in bringing in human trafficking, essentially, he says, and that some of the people that he was bringing for these sex parties were underage.
But as for Rodney, what he is alleging, among so many other things, some of which we're not going to talk about on television, but he is alleging groping, fondling, grooming, and he goes on and on about going to a party where he says he was drugged and allegedly raped, or at least...
But, if you didn't have any... And I'm not sticking up for Diddy here. Please don't anybody think that. But, if you went to a white party and you could document the fact that you were there, but how would you be able to document the fact that you got raped? Unless you made a report or had some type of text that incriminated the other guy, or video footage. It's just his word against your word, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it's consensual versus forced.
Right.
Insinuation from the lawsuit, for sure. And it goes on and on and on. But he says he has receipts in this lawsuit. And one of the receipts is an image. Again, we're not going to show you this, but it's an image of a sexual act.
Right. He says in the lawsuit that it is Stevie J having sex with a man and he says that he got that image because...
Now, see, Seth, this is where we need to get this trial going so we can start seeing some of this stuff.
It starts in May. It looks like it came out while we were on vacation, and it looks like they have dozens of tapes.
Don't talk to me about tapes.
It says the prosecutors say they have dozens of tapes depicting Combs' so-called freak-off, sometimes day-long sex performance between sex workers.
Hold on. Is that what stuck? Because don't forget, the judge threw 5 of these 9 out from this dude. So, when you say that they have dozens of tapes with P. Diddy having sex,
there might not be rape on the tapes, but there might be the sex workers that were trafficked. There might be people that are underage.
Yes.
Orgies.
But is that part of the lawsuit that's still viable?
That's his sex trafficking case that starts in May.
Yeah, those are all the charges going there.
Sent it to him.
Okay, so that's up and beyond this particular ruling. This is what they have as a body of work against Diddy.
But the stories about Diddy initially, I mean, the stuff that you would hear about Diddy initially started where, you know, he would have sex with somebody that was trying to make it. So like this obviously
like Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's one of the rumors, but it's kind of like this producer's like, hey, you want to get a song on, you know, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, then, you know, you're going to need to suckle away. And I think that's what a lot of stuff, now you've realized it's on a much, much greater scale of the perverted stuff that he was a part of.
Yeah, it looks like they have 90 cell phones, laptops, cloud storage, 30 storage devices with hard drives, and it looks like out of 120 of the defendants, 25 were underage.
And then what you were asking, Bubba, is the case is still moving forward despite 5 of the 9 claims being tossed, and the most serious of the claims, sexual assault against Diddy, were not dismissed. So those cases are still going against him in this civil action by this ex-producer, and that's in addition to what Seth is talking about, which is the federal prosecution criminally, which involves RICO and underage rape allegations, and those are very, 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 very serious criminal allegations. Why they're not even letting them get out of jail.
Sometimes you got to watch out. That civil will get you.
It'll get you on the backside.
Civil will get you on the backside.
Way to say, look, this is what we do, and you should join us in this. You know, this is.
Do you think that this will be the most salacious trial ever of our life?
Dude, come on. You're going against OJ?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, OJ was just, he hacked up 2 people.
Well, do you remember Heidi Fleiss? Does it get much more salacious than that?
Oh, that was a big one.
Was Casey Anthony a big one, a country, or just locally here?
Worldwide.
Yeah, but this one is
worldwide.
It's a mega celebrity, yeah.
This, as far as sex.
Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, but.
What do you want to whack it during the proceedings, Bubba?
This is a good, actually, you're right. That's a comparison. It's like the music version of a Harvey Weinstein casting couch.
But
what will you do to make it in the music industry?
I mean, they had like 16 actresses with Harvey Weinstein, but they didn't have any tape. They didn't have any. They just had
like 27 women all say that he showed up to the door
did the same exact thing.
in a robe, and then asked if he could whack into the shower while they watched.
But I mean, like here they say they've seized 30 cell phones and however many terabytes of hard drive. I mean, Harvey Weinstein had 27 chicks that said he did the same thing.
This is the R. Kelly thing where you heard about it for years, and now he's in jail for who knows how long. It's going to be the same thing with Diddy, where all this stuff leaked out for years and years about him. Apparently, everybody knew about the parties and what happened there, and now this. And I feel like somebody mentioned that his son might have been part of the sex trafficking operation. So I would imagine that he would comply and do anything to definitely keep his sons out of jail or out of getting caught up in this.
And Jay, this is a 2-kicker. They'll go criminal, and then that will basically be the foundation the civil comes in on.
He's facing dozens of civil lawsuits in addition to this massive criminal lawsuit that he's dealing with.